We've got some box office information. We're going to be talking about the rating of Jurassic World Rebirth. We're going to talk about the cost of the Jurassic franchise, the length of Jurassic World Rebirth, the composer, and we've got toys, all that and more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Let's Talk Jurassic, your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Like I said, I am Brad Jost, and tonight we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of Jurassic World Rebirth stuff. We've got some new toys, and even more. So it's been, I guess we just missed last week, I think, because I was away on spring break vacation. Took the family out to Legoland. We had a good time out there, and didn't get to talk any Jurassic last week, and I did not put out a show this week. We did put out an episode last week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I just didn't have time to prepare a new episode this week, but we've got a live stream, and then we've got another live stream tomorrow night, because you know what tonight is? It's Beyond the Gates Eve, which means that there's another live stream here tomorrow night with Aaron Beyer. We're going to be breaking down whatever the Beyond the Gates item is, so I'm excited to do that with everybody out there. So I did my best to share this one around tonight, so welcome everybody. Welcome back. If this is if you're returning, glad to have you here. Always glad to have you here. Please share it around. Tell everybody that you watch us every week. I'd appreciate that. If you're new here, hi, welcome to the party. This is what it is. It's ridiculous. I don't know if my stream starts correctly ever, but we do it. We do it anyway. And if you're lurking out there, I see you. I'm gonna give you But all right, so we've got a lot to talk about tonight, and I don't want to delay because I have to be out of here by 10 o'clock because I've got a lot of Star Wars recording to do after this. So if you don't know, I've got many podcasts, Star Wars and the Forcecast being one of them, and of course Grim Grinning Hosts. But those haven't had new episodes in the past week or two or however long for Grim Grinning Hosts. But let's go over to the podcast for Jurassic Park Podcast on, JurassicParkPodcast.com. That's a good place for it. And check out last week's episode. And I'm like, did I spell that word right? Pachycephalosaurus? I don't know. I'm still not sure. But we had an episode on it, whether it was spelled right or not. Pachycephalosaurs, and specifically Pachycephalosaurus and Stygimoloch. You can find out, is Stygimoloch real? Is it a real thing? Or is Pachycephalosaurus real? Who knows? You got to listen to this episode, and what an awesome episode it was. As always, Dino DNA is just one of my favorite segments here on the Jurassic Park Podcast, because I'm not on it, but also because Connor puts in a ton of work to make this really professional, very knowledgeable, very insightful for all the Jurassic fans out there to learn a little bit more about the dinosaurs from the franchise. So Connor O'Keefe had on Dr. Kerry Woodruff, and it was an awesome episode. An awesome episode. Super insightful, super knowledgeable, great conversation. So please go check that one out. And I forgot, we had them on recently. But it's been... I know I've been a little sparse on the podcast feed, but go check it out anyway. We've got a lot of stuff. I'm like taking it easy here before Rebirth comes out. We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about soon, including tonight. So let's get right into it and talk about... Now this one, let's see, where do I want to start? See, I didn't read through this one fully, but let's go to some Jurassic news. patent pending. But the cost of the latest Jurassic World movies roars past $1 billion. I don't feel like this is really like news per se, but I saw it on there and I figured, let's take a look, see what they're talking about over on Forbes. Because sometimes it's like, what are you talking about, Forbes? But let's take a look, because that's what we want to see, is money information from Forbes. But cost of making the two latest Jurassic World movies has surged to $1.1 billion. According to recent documents filed by Universal Pictures. So, and a spending spree that includes $583.9 million on Jurassic World Dominion, making it the most expensive movie of all time. Wow, is that accurate? I'm assuming that's accurate. The most expensive movie of all time? Wow, that's wild. And the 2022 film narrowly beat out previous record holder Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which cost £452. Okay, so that's 453.6 in pounds there for the Jurassic franchise, or for Dominion. So that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. In addition to blockbuster pay packets, the Dominion had a hefty visual effects bill. It was also filmed at the height of the pandemic. Yeah, which we knew that was going to like boost the cost of making that movie. So while it's the most expensive movie of all time to make, I got to give them credit for doing what they did and managing their money in the way that they did, because they got hit right as soon as COVID started. Like I think they started filming in like February, and then everything got shut down in March, and my watch is going off like crazy, so sorry about that. But yeah, I just think like, where's the silent? How do I say? Oh, there it is. But yeah, I think that's kind of good on them for being able to push through like something that's like just narrowly beating out The Force Awakens. So that's pretty interesting. The Langley, it's like, I guess, the house that everybody stayed in for Dominion, which was so great as a viewer on the outside. We got to see people like Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, I think like Laura Dern. There was a bunch of other people in that hotel. And the rooms cost more than $600 per night. So yeah, that all adds up. So that's a lot. But yeah, they're talking about Fallen Kingdom now. We don't need to go back that far just yet. But there's a lot in this. I'm not going to go through this entire thing because that's just going to be me reading the entire time. But pretty interesting. Go look it up if you want to. There's definitely a lot more information in there, but the big deal here is, well, we've roared way past 1 billion cost. So, I mean, I don't know. It says 1.1. Oh no, that's just the two latest. So, what is this headline? It like, oh, it just says cost of latest Jurassic World movies. And that's not even the latest Jurassic World movies. That doesn't even include Rebirth. That's just Fallen Kingdom and Dominion 1.1. So a little weird, but there you go. Let's talk about the next one. I want to go into another Forbes article. We're going to go over to Rebirth. We're going to talk about the box office predictions from Forbes. We did a lot of box office predictions a little while back. I apparently can't talk tonight, so I haven't podcasted in like over a week now, so give me a break, all right? So far, the box office is doing pretty well. If you looked at like the last few weeks or so, from Minecraft to Sinners to Revenge of the Sith, brand new movie, you ever hear that one? It's doing pretty well so far, and it's just about to kick off even more with like Thunderbolts, which apparently is getting like rave reviews. It's at least when I saw it last, I saw the ratings last, it was like in between like Black Panther and Endgame in terms of like ratings, so that's pretty good. That's pretty high. But I want to see what the updated box office predictions are now that we're like well into the season here. I think when we last did it was maybe in like February, March. They're talking about Sinners here, on course to potentially hit 50 million this weekend. Yeah, so this was today, or no, I'm sorry, Monday when this was done. Was that Monday? Yeah. 10 films that they believe will top the summer box office, ranked in order of my expectations for their worldwide performances. All right, so ranked in order. Jurassic World Rebirth. You don't need the colon there. They're not doing that this time around. So get rid of it. All right. So this is where the power rankings start. I feel the built-in love and nostalgia will combine with the series' well-timed themes of returning to the magic of its beginning should resonate well enough to make this franchise to beat for the next 4 months of competition. I'm just looking at these old people just having back problems. What do we got here? Is there any kind of prediction about this? Because now they're just talking about how much the last one's made, which we know, just barely over $1 billion for Dominion. I mean, it doesn't say, I guess. They're just kind of saying that Jurassic World Rebirth should be the number one movie of the summer, which I think is, I don't know, man. I'm hopeful. I'm still trying to be hopeful, but I don't know. I really don't know, because I feel like Fantastic Four is going to crush. I feel like Thunderbolts is probably going to crush now, but who knows if it'll have the legs, even though it does have the longest, run here for the summer, at least. Because it's starting, this coming weekend is basically the start of summer box office. Superman up there as well as Fantastic Four. I don't know. I feel like Superman might be a little lower. Mission Impossible, Thunderbolts, Lilo and Stitch, I bet you is going to be pretty high up. But yeah, I think they're probably spot on when thinking Jurassic World is going to be top. But you never know. You never know. Let's move on. So that was nothing really. I just wanted to look at that real quick, see what they have to say. Let's move on to another big piece of news here. Jurassic World Rebirth gets dino-sized rating for intense sequences of violence and action. So Jurassic Park Rebirth finally has a rating. And let's see, Bloody Disgusting apparently reported on it. Has been rated PG-13 for intense sequences of violence/action. Okay. Bloody images. Ooh, that's what we always want. And then there's some suggestive references and language, and a drug reference. That's a little bit different. Yeah. So apparently, bloody images, some suggestive references. What are they suggesting? What are you guys suggesting there? And language. Yeah, I expect that. And there's definitely going to be a language or two. We'll see. And then a drug reference, which I wonder, is that like a drug reference, or is it like, we've got a miracle drug that's going to save humanity, and we need the 3 biggest dinosaurs? Like, what kind of drug are we talking about here? So interesting. But PG-13, never doubted it for a second, not one bit. I know, the internet was kind of running rampant for a while with, do you know that this movie's going to be the most brutal movie that's ever been made ever in all time? And that it's going to be, if you look at this poster, which is obviously a fan-made poster, it shows that this movie's going to be very intense. That was kind of going around for a little bit, but PG-13, guys. It's not rated R. I know everybody was getting their hopes up out there in the rated R territory. There's so many people that want Jurassic movies to be rated R, and like the only way I've sided with them is that I want like an HBO series that remakes the movies, or not the movies, but remakes the books spot on, because that would be rated R and that would make sense. But for the movies, PG-13, that's the way to go. That's all we're going to get. Maybe they'll push the boundaries because you can slip in an F or so in there, and maybe some drug references. But hopefully it's not too heavy on stuff like that, because ultimately they are family films, and I think they need to stay that way. So hopefully it doesn't go too far over the edge there. But PG-13, look, that's a sweet spot for Jurassic. So yeah, I'm pretty glad about that. Resident Zeno says glad it's not R. Yeah, same as well. It doesn't need to, but yeah, doesn't need to be rated R. But like I said, if they were to do a rated R series, that makes sense on TV, streaming, whatever. But not in the film franchise. We don't need to go that route. And I know, Victoria, what are you talking about? Sorry, I'm looking at a chat. Victoria wrote something. I was like, what? No, I don't think we ever need to go that route, even though Deadpool and Wolverine is going that route for the MCU, and there's been other franchises that have kind of gone down that path a little bit, but no, I don't think Jurassic ever needs to go there. So Jurassic Park Rebirth, Jurassic World Rebirth, PG-13, intense sequences of violence, action, bloody images, some suggestive references, language, and a drug reference. Yeah, gotta be PG-13. Yeah, for the toys to be sold. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the best point possible, because they want to keep these things on the shelves and keep them pumping out, and they would still sell toys even if it was a rated R movie, because there's always Deadpool stuff out on the market, but not in the same way that you get Jurassic toys. But right now, I mean, they need to sell all the toys they can right now, because it might be a little sketchy here in the future with tariffs and whatnot. So who knows what's going to happen with the toy industry. It seems like it's on the verge of collapse. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, I hope it'll always be PG-13. We'll always get those toys. So we'll see. Resident Zeno says, I'd go for an R series for sure, but action movies do got to be pretty damn good to be they do good at PG-13. Yeah, and that's all you want. I know, I don't know if people conflate the two products of the films and the books. They confuse those a bit too much in their head as far as what actually happens on screen and what's actually in the book, because the movies are never really all that graphic when it comes to the dinosaur deaths, and not the dinosaur deaths, but the human deaths from dinosaurs and stuff like that. Yes, there's a little bit of language here and there. Nothing that goes too over the top or anything, and never anything the only one that had the murder was Fallen Kingdom, and when it comes to gruesome stuff, one of the most gruesome things you see is Ray Arnold's arm, his arm just kind of hanging there. Sometimes there's some bloody teeth in a dinosaur. Most of the stuff is hidden and obscured, and even the stuff that is right in your face, like Gennaro, when you see Gennaro waving back and forth, he's a rag doll. It's like a dog chewing a toy and ripping it apart and just kind of going, rah, rah, rah. You're not getting anything from it. There's not blood flying all over the place like there probably would be or something. There's no intestines like you hear about Dennis Nedry in the Jeep and with the Dilophosaurus. There's none of that stuff. So it kind of especially the Gennaro one comes off as comedy, because it's the dude was just eating off the toilet. And just kind of thrown around like a rag doll. There's nothing really overtly gruesome or extra violent or anything about that. There's a little bit of blood in a waterfall in the Lost World. A girl gets bitten off screen, and a lot of stuff happens off screen. Even the Muldoon attack is It's there. You can kind of see it, but it's so brutal, and you know it's brutal, but it's just not there. You know, like it's not really happening. But yeah, a lot of it is like quick, off screen, not really much blood. Eddie Carr gets ripped in half. Yeah, I know. But like, even that guy getting ripped in half is not even that gruesome of a thing. Hard to say, I know, but like, it's true. Like, look at it. It's not that gruesome of an event. It's upsetting and it's sad and horrifying to think about, but like, it's not really that gruesome of a thing. It's just kind of like, oh my gosh, like shocking. Like, that's really all. But let's move on from the rating. Let's go to AMC theaters and check out that time. I know Taylor was just here a second ago. No trailer for Thunderbolts. No trailer for Thunderbolts. Man, what are they doing? What are we doing here? How to Train Your Dragon? Like, how far are we pushing this? Thunderbolts is like the place to be, you know, like I know Taylor's probably got this down. But let's see what kind of movies. We got Lilo and Stitch. I mean, like, maybe there'll be like a family trailer or something. Like, they could. It would be silly if it was in front of Lilo and Stitch, but like, if they did like a family story trailer in front of that movie, maybe it would make sense and make it not too violent or anything. Let me see, 2025. I just put May and it just came up with like movies that are like old. Karate Kid, like I don't know when that comes out. Mission Impossible, I guess I could definitely see one in front of Mission Impossible. So maybe they're waiting for that instead of Thunderbolts. May 23rd, so like maybe look out around that time. Yeah, it's just interesting that we have not gotten like a true second trailer. You know, we've gotten like a little bit of extra footage and stuff like that, but nothing true there. So, but then outside of like Mission Impossible and maybe like a family trailer in front of Stitch, or I guess Karate Kid. Like, when does Karate Kid come out? May 30th. So I don't know, if you put it in front of Mission Impossible, I'm assuming it would be there too. But outside of that, I mean, we're talking about like How to Train Your Dragon, which would be a great spot for it, right? I mean, that would be a nice slot. Trying to look at the movie calendar. It doesn't really say. I don't know. But anyway, Jurassic World Rebirth, 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's the length on this movie as far as AMC theaters is concerned, and Regal and other places have been showing off that 2 hours and 14-minute time slot there. So, you know, I've been seeing so much discussion about the runtime online. You know, I posted about it, and others posted about it, and it's been interesting to watch the conversation. My thoughts on it are cool. I'm excited. 2:14 sounds great to me. Personally, I love like a long movie. I like a long movie, like a 2.5 hours, fine with me. I like that. Maybe got to pop in the bathroom in the middle of the movie. Who knows? I'm getting old. But like, you know, 2:14 sounds great. Like, it's over 2 hours, which I appreciate. I'm not viewing it like, oh, the movie's going to be better or worse or anything. But like, if I do get like a hour 40, then I'm thinking like JP3, and I'm like, I don't know. Which nowadays people are like, that movie's better than all the ones that just came out. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? JP3, I was there in the trenches, dude. Come on. No, I don't want a shorter movie because I feel like that. Yes, of course, there's great movies that are shorter. It's a very easy task to accomplish. Like there are definitely great movies, but I think I'm a little shell shocked from JP3 being that shorter runtime, not feeling accurately finished and like fully realized. So when I see it hit that 2-hour mark, I'm like, okay, good. At least I'm getting my money's worth these days. You know, you're spending more and more money at the theater. I want to be there for a good amount of time, and 2:14 sounds good. It's at this point like the second longest, I think, of the movies. So, you know, I know somebody was commenting like, oh, it doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie. And I'm like, nah, that's not what I said. Like, I said, I'm excited for a 2-hour and 14-minute movie. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I'm just excited that is the length of the movie. Like, I'm happy for it. I thought Dominion was fine as a runtime. Even if you added the more, you know, the whatever, however much it came out to with the extended cut. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with whatever. You know, I watched the Justice League's Snyder cut. It was like 4 hours or something. Like, I don't know how long it was. It was very long. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Like, I like a long content, long form content. I like TV shows. We all like TV shows. We'll sit there and watch 2-3 episodes and not care. But for me, I just think like I want to be there, have a good time. To me, it's a great runtime. Yeah. And I want to get the most bang for my buck. That's really what it comes down to. 2:14 sounds great to me, and it gives them an appropriate amount of time to explain things and to linger. And, you know, if I'm thinking about how they want to make the movie in my eyes, like, and I'm thinking about an hour and 40 minutes, I'm thinking, wow, there's not enough time in my mind to really explain the trajectory of this story, which, you know, just reading the synopsis alone is like, there's a lot we need to really like kind of cover to kind of backtrack and see how we got here. So there's a lot of exposition I need to have in this movie. I want to be able to linger on some great shots and some scenery and take time with these dinosaurs and these creatures and these people. I want to have moments like the lunchroom scene in Jurassic Park, or the ice cream scene, the flea circus. You know, like I want to have these calm, collected moments and slow moments. And I think a movie with a length like this gives everybody that time to kind of chill and take it all in. Doesn't have to be like I know Dominion was like balls to the wall, like 100% the entire time. It was like no breaks really, but I do want a movie that has breaks and has time to breathe. So 2:14 is a runtime that gives a film time to breathe in my eyes. Let's see what the chat's saying here. Going back to Carlos talking about the PG-13, violence is implied and left for your imagination. Yeah, absolutely. Splash of blood from Hoskins in a lab. Yes, tiny bit. Yeah, but it's not like, ooh, scary. Like, it's just like a brutal, like, chomp and done. Like, and dinosaurs need to be that way. Like, it needs to be a little bit brutal, but not like, doesn't need to be over the top, because then it turns into something that's not very Jurassic in my eyes. And talking about the trailers, you know, like, I'm good as well. Like, I know I said, like, come on, what are we doing here? There's only been one trailer. Like, I guess I am kind of good with that, and I'm surprised by that, to be honest. And I think I just want to see more for sure. But I'm proud of Universal. I'm very proud of Universal for reeling it in completely here and really only showing us the same sequences over and over. And it's comical to some extent because, like we've been talking about since we first started seeing pictures from this movie, it's like, oh, here's a field picture. Oh, here's some more long grass. Here's more long grass. Here's another field. Okay, we're in the field again. And I feel like that's kind of what they're doing here with the trailers. It's like, okay, we're in that field. Here's that field. Here's this dinosaur we saw a bunch of times. Here's that dinosaur we saw a bunch of times. Here's this water sequence. We're going to expand on it just slightly. So you see a little bits extra. But we're not going anywhere else. And I appreciate that. We saw the lab a little bit. We saw some other little spots here and there. But outside of really what was given to us in that first trailer, we haven't been getting other stuff, which is fantastic. I think that is great. So like I'm saying, if they do want to give us a second trailer, give us extra beats from some of those same moments, I would be perfectly fine with that. Like, I think there's probably a lot of moments in there that you could continue to expand upon while still informing us a little bit more about the movie. So that's where I want them to go if they do put out more trailers. But I'm just surprised and proud of Universal for doing such contained and kind of like refraining from really going out there and showing everything like they have in the past. With all of their movies. So maybe they're learning a bit here, which would be fantastic. But yeah. I don't know if I showed this one. 214, perfect for a Jurassic movie. Yep. Ooh, we just got special Jurassic World Rebirth 3D glasses recycling bins. Oh, okay. Recycling bins. Ooh. Is it just like a sheet that you just like kind of push through? Or is it, oh no, they're those like foldable cardboard things, right? That's right. I think that's what they usually have. Carla says Jurassic movies should never be less than 2 hours. Yeah, 100% agree. 214 does sound good. Sometimes too long of a movie does drag on just to fill the time. Yeah, I mean, that can happen for sure. I don't feel like that really happened for me with Dominion. But yeah. What's up, Nikolai? How's it going? Let's move on here. Let's keep going because we don't have a lot of time left. And so much more to do. Just want to talk about this one real quick and just how excited I am. I'm going to try to put out some more content on this soon, but didn't get a chance to talk about it. The funny thing is I left for my vacation after I put out my podcast about this because I was like, I gotta leave for this vacation, but I also gotta put out this this podcast about this news because this dropped the morning of me going on spring break, and yeah, so I had to put that out there. So you know what? That I did not even showcase that on the episode thing here because I didn't put out like an episode thing. But I think if we go here, there it is, Spotify, Alexandre Desplat to compose score for Jurassic World Rebirth. So yes, Alexandra. That's I gotta get into that, like Alexandra Desplat. I feel like that it, like for me, I just sound like kind of dumb when I say like silly stuff, which is all the time. So what's the difference? But yeah, I'm doing my best to pronounce all these names here. So Alexandre Desplat, he is going to be composing this movie, and I am very, very excited by that. I've been trying to like dive into a lot of Alexandra's compositions here on Spotify and kind of refreshing my memories as far as all the things that have been composed. And there's some great stuff in there, and the vibes I've been getting so far are very like chill, very relaxed, and certainly that's not exactly what we hear in this. I won't play it just here, but but I'm very excited by finally getting a composer. You know, for a while we had thought, or we actually did a live stream like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago about the whole John Williams stuff and the rumors. So I don't know who was that posted the rumors. Sicky T, I think. You know, talking about John Williams doing a little bit and this other guy finishing the score, and that was a great like idea and awesome concept, and I think like just a pipe dream for Jurassic fans to have like maybe John Williams come back and do like a little bit of stuff and then bow out, and just like, you know, because John Williams has done that for other things, but that turns out to not be the case. But we do have a very authentic and fantastic composer here to take over for Michael Giacchino, which is, you know, Michael Giacchino's done some incredible work. I love everything that he's really put out there for Jurassic World, the trilogy, and like I really couldn't have been happier with everything that Giacchino did across the trilogy there. I think it just got better and better. Man, there's some beautiful stuff in there, and it really felt Jurassic to me. You know, at times I was like, oh, what is this? Why is this here? What is this? But overall, it's just really awesome stuff. So I'm very interested to see what Desplat does here, taking over for Giacchino. Very different composers in my mind, even though Giacchino did take over Rogue One from Alexander Desplat. So, which is funny because Desplat did Godzilla with Gareth Edwards, and then Michael Giacchino took over for Rogue One, also with Gareth Edwards, and now Desplat now is taking over for Giacchino, now with Gareth Edwards. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole lineage line that is all over the place. I don't know what's going on anymore. But you know, I think he did say something like John Williams is like his favorite composer and stuff. So I think there's a lot of really good stuff to look forward to. The sound clip that is in this website here, Entertainment Weekly, sounds fantastic, sounds extremely Jurassic, and it sounds just like what we need to hear. So very, very excited about this, and can't wait to talk about it more and see, you know, even more teases hopefully coming up soon. But yeah, that's very exciting for me. Let's move over to one more Rebirth thing. Wanted to touch on this real quick because this came out. What's up, Jurassic Mike? How's it going? This came out from like US Weekly or something like that. Another like summer movie preview thing. But we got another image of the Mosasaurus here. And yeah, that's it. Just a new image, which is great. Like I said before, expanding on things we've already seen. Perfect way to continue marketing this movie. We've already seen Mosasaurus. We've already seen like probably this sequence specifically. I'm assuming this is that same sequence. Who knows? But oops. But well, let's. I'm just liking my own pictures here. Very cool. How do I get back? How do I? Oh, there's an X up there. But yeah, I think that looks cool. Whatever. It's just a new image. Very excited to see it. You know, doing my best to keep some composure here with all the different dinosaur designs that are out there, and just holding my breath until Rebirth comes out, and just keep my fingers crossed that there's like a valid and good explanation for all the different designs. Because we're all going a little crazy here, you know, thinking about these dinosaurs, and I know this is a Mosasaurus, whatever, God, who cares? But thinking about the different designs for all the creatures and dinosaurs that are in this movie, and thinking about how they relate to the past designs, and then also talking about the toys and like, oh, well, maybe this toy design means that we're going to get a different Rex, and this one's a different one, and blah, blah, blah. There's the water one, blah, blah, blah. There's a lab one. I don't know. But I can't wait to just get there and see the movie and hopefully have an explanation for things like the creatures and dinosaurs looking a little bit different. And I know we've kind of got like slight information that like this is a place, it's like untouched, I guess, a little bit maybe. It's a new place that, was the old place, but I don't know. Hopefully there's a good explanation. That's all I can really hope for at this point, because otherwise I'm just like, why you do that? And I did have a moment like that while watching Andor as well. I was like, why did you do that? Why? Okay, fine, whatever. Redesign, whatever you need to do. But Mosasaurus is here. And that brings us to the last bit of conversation, because I do have to head out and soon to talk more about Star Wars. And we're going to talk about some Mattel toys here. And go over to Collect Jurassic over on Instagram. Why not? It's a great source for all toys, Jurassic toys. So let's see what we can look into here, because there's been a lot of updates. So let's start from the top here. What is this? Achillo, what? That's a real dinosaur name? It's a Chilobator? I feel weird. Okay. That thing's not very chill. But it's, it's something. Strike Attack, new Jurassic World Rebirth toys revealed. Now, just remember that not all toys revealed mean that they're going to be in the movie, but who knows? Maybe it will be. Would be fantastic if it was. Looks pretty cool. Chill-baiter. Achoo. I don't know. I think the sculpt looks pretty cool. Paint job absolutely needs better work here, but this, this kind of price tag here with this toy, it's definitely going to be one of the ones that, receives less paint than the other toys. So it's kind of expected at this point, but it typically tends to look like unpainted from the arms, downwards to the legs. But the head looks a little big, but it could just be the angle, who knows? But it's a cool looking design nonetheless. I don't know. I'm kind of into it. Probably won't pick one up myself, but man, that does look pretty cool though. That head does look very creepy. I mean, that eye looks cool. I don't care. I don't know what the differences are, but I like that kind of eye looking thing. It reminds me of watching Thriller. Nice play feature there. A chilobator. Trying to say it differently. A chilobator. I don't know. But there it is. That's the first one taking a look at. Let's take a look at the next one. Ooh, look at this. We've got Zora Bennett versus Velociraptor. Actually, this looks like Velociraptor versus Zora Bennett, because Zora, you got to turn around, girl. What are you doing? Turn around. There's a Velociraptor behind you. Interesting design. I don't know how I feel about this Velociraptor. If it turns out to look this way, fully in the movie, I'm still not totally sold on it. I gotta really see it in person. I need to see not just the toy, but the Velociraptor itself. I really need to see what it looks like, moving, attacking, doing all its things. But yeah, I'm not totally sold on the design, but who knows? The toy could look a little bit different. Zora Bennett here looks okay. It's not like she looks pretty good. Come on, dude. I wanted this to be bigger, not smaller. Yeah, I mean that looks pretty good. If it does end up looking like that, I think that I would be pretty happy with her. There, she's got the backpack, the rifle, the Raptor looks cool from this angle. backpack opens up. Dinosaur, you can add that on the bottom there. But like I said, I'm still not totally what's the word I'm looking for? Sold, I guess, on this Velociraptor design, but we'll see. We'll see. I like this, though. I'm sold on this Velociraptor design. Enhance. Let's take a look at this potential Hammond collection tiger stripe raptor. Very red. Very red. I mean, like, I don't know. Are they that red? I feel like they're more orangey, but like, it does look pretty cool from what I can tell. You can see it back there on the shelf. I mean, I'd be down. I'm gonna get me a tiger stripe raptor or anything if I can. I love tiger stripe raptors. Every time they come out with a new one, it was always like, it's not, it's cool, but it's not. It's like a different thing, but it's cool still, but like not the, like I've been dying for like a true version of what we saw in the Lost World because they're the coolest raptors they've made yet still. But yeah, so it looks close. Looks close. And we also have seen some new T-Rex, or a new T-Rex out and about. This one here, this is the Lab Lockdown, right? And this looks fantastic. I gotta say, this looks awesome. I'm really digging this pose. This more like bird-like stance, this like hunched, like kind of like more compact. It's so much better than the long, like elongated T-Rex that's like way too hard to stand up. I think they've like really solved that and compacted it in such a great way that looks so good. It almost like looks like a nesting like chicken, like a chicken that's like just like cuddling its neck into its shoulders a little bit, and just like I love that kind of look. Oh man, maybe that was a Velociraptor. No, I'm kidding. But that looks so phenomenal, really, really great. And of course, like what I was talking about before is like this kind of design looks way different than what we see in the film. And of course, this is not in a lab from what we've seen in the trailer. We've seen a T-Rex in the trailer, different looking T-Rex in the trailer near the water, right? And it's the raft attack sequence. So is there another T-Rex in this movie? Is there one in a lab? Is there one that looks, is it more akin to what we see on the packaging? Or is it just like, let's... I'm thinking it could be that this movie was so rushed schedule wise that they're like, this is all we can give you for now. So this is going to be close enough. But we might tweak the design as we go along. And they tweaked the design. So is there another T-Rex? Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I think this looks pretty cool so far. Lab Lockdown Tyrannosaurus Rex. Looks pretty great. I've seen some other pictures. Does not look like they've been shared here. But I'm definitely down for that. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's probably good enough for tonight. I gotta go record some other stuff, but yeah. One last thing. Well, actually, I'll do that in a second. But yeah, it's been fun. That was a good one. We had so much to talk about. Kind of zipped through as much as I could. But hopefully I can get an episode out this week. We'll see. But keep your ears peeled to all the other feeds, like over on Spotify and whatnot, for Jurassic Park Podcast. But not only that, Grim Grinning Hosts, we're going to be recording soon about Epic Universe, so keep your eyes out for that episode. I had the chance to go to Epic Universe, awesome park. And then also the Forcecast. With the schedules and everything, we just couldn't line up, so we're doing a full 6-episode review tonight, right after this is done. So keep an eye out on the feed for that, and then we're gonna be doing the next 2 releases, hopefully back to back there. But keep your eyes peeled on the Forcecast for more Star Wars talk. And yeah. Oh, I forgot. I got to go listen back to that episode because I was only on part of the episode. There was even more. But yeah, there's that. And also, please go check out Stephen Ray Morris's See Jurassic Right. I was on that show just, it was a little while back now. We talked about Godzilla. I don't think we talked about Alexandre Desplat being a part of Jurassic World Rebirth because we didn't know that at the time, but I forget if we talked about it at all. But we talked about Godzilla kind of in Stephen Ray Morris's like full kind of rankings and look back at all of Gareth Edwards' movies. So we talked about Godzilla, which was one of my favorites of his, of Gareth. So yeah, Godzilla, awesome movie. Love that one. Go check it out. Me and Steven talked all about it on his latest episode of See Jurassic Right. That just dropped today, I believe. So go check out that episode. Here we are, right there. Hey, it's like you're watching me, but I'm frozen. And then Steven. And yeah, it's just me sitting here like this. Basically exactly the same as I am right now. Love Godzilla. And I've been so hyped on all the Godzilla content with Monarch and Monarch Season 2 coming hopefully sometime in the near future. And then, of course, Sam Neill joining the Monsterverse. That's so exciting. I don't think we talked about that either. I think that dropped after we recorded. So, dang, like we could have talked about so much more. Maybe we need to do a part 2. But anyway, that is all I have for everybody tonight. So thank you so much for watching this stream. I feel like somehow I got really low. I think I moved my camera. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this one. We'll be back again. Oh, tomorrow. We'll be back again tomorrow with the next Beyond the Gates. So stay tuned for that live stream, 9 p.m. tomorrow night, May 1st, the first Thursday of every month, new Beyond the Gates. We're going to talk about it with Aaron Byers, so stay tuned for that. As always, please, everybody, stay safe, be kind,